Shalom, 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 family. What's good? What's good? What's good? Good afternoon on a hot summer afternoon, and welcome to another edition, impromptu, as always, of Maccabees TV. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, over in the Facebook group, Maccabees TV. Shout out to you, and of course, my YouTube family. Family, make sure you hit the like button so that the algorithm will send out more notifications so that more people can come in and they can check out this video. So this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to start, right? I want to wait for just a few more people to get in here. So we're going to take it back. We're going to take it back a little bit. We're going to start off with a classic, man. We're going to play the original Maccabees TV anthem, the original Maccabees TV intro. We're going to play that, and then we're going to go ahead and get started, all right? So once again, if you are in the house, please hit the like button. Feel free to share the video. And we're going to get busy just in a minute. Let's go ahead and play this introduction real quick. This is a classic, y'all. Let's go.
Showing unity, bringing forth mysteries of Israelite history, showing and proving who we are biblically, exposing false philosophies, keeping our eyes on the prophecies. Maccabees TV, showing unity, bringing forth mysteries of Israelite history, showing and proving who we are biblically, exposing false philosophies, keeping our eyes on the prophecies. Children of Israel, standing firm, we go hard, proving all things through the spirit of the Most High. Israelites bringing light to the truth in the midst of lies, being examples to the youth, so we utilize anything we get our hands on to open your eyes. Of course we get our read on. You can get edified on history, the Israelite mystery discovered through scriptures for many centuries. The proof is evident through the archaeology, old books and testimonies of our ancient family trees. Can't do nothing against the truth, but only for it. The white man said we Africans, we fell for it. The white man said we Hispanics, the fact is we the real Jews and we the chosen on this planet. Our people need to wake up, stop the madness. This unification ain't embracing the real mission. Maccabees TV, showing unity, bringing forth mysteries of Israelite history, showing and proving who we are biblically, exposing false philosophies, keeping our eyes on the prophecies. Maccabees TV, showing unity, bringing forth mysteries of Israelite history, showing and proving who we are biblically, exposing false philosophies, keeping our eyes on the prophecies.
What up, what up, what up, what it do? Once again, good afternoon, peace and blessings to the family. Welcome to another edition of Maccabees TV. It's your brother, Priest Daniel Allah, Lions of Israel, represent. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who is in the building. Of course, we got the moderators, Sisters of the Maccabees, Sister Malika, shalom to you. David Reed, Megamu 12, Fryman, David Reed, Warrior Lord, shalom to you, bro. Ray, Black Love, Kanai. I got my peoples in the building. Lioness Heart. Who else? 1611 KJV all day. Abaya Bunyasha Allah, Heavenly 13, King Yawasap. I got my family in the building once again. We got a good one this afternoon. We have a good one this afternoon, brothers and sisters, man. The devil is mad. There's an old saying, they say, tell the truth and shame the devil. The devil is mad with us, brothers and sisters, as you're going to see today. All right. So I just wanted to share this little bit of video with you, brothers and sisters. And let's get it going. I want to begin with, what I want to ask is, now, if you're not a sports fan, not a sports fan, but if you're a sports fan, you know what I'm talking about. How many of you brothers, and maybe even some of you sisters, how many of you guys actually watch First Take on ESPN? If you watch the show, you could be honest. We all family here. You can be honest. How many of you watch First Take on ESPN? If you do, put one in the chat. Put one in the chat. I'm going to put one because I watched it. I watch it sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and put my one up in the chat too. All right, let's be fair here. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and put my one up in the chat, because I most certainly have watched that thing before. What about the rest of y'all? Of course, I know the sisters are going to say no. But the brothers are saying, yeah, okay, Fry Man says no. Yeah, it's all right. If you like sports, you watch it. First Take is the most popular show on ESPN. So for those of y'all that don't know, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a background. So there's a show that's called First Take on ESPN. It's a sports talk show. Originally, you had Stephen A. Smith, the coon, right? And you had Skip Bayless. It was their show. Then Skip Bayless left and he went to Fox Sports and started a show called Undisputed with Shannon Sharp. And a guy by the name of Max Kellerman replaced Skip Bayless on the show First Take. Now, some of you guys may not know about Max Kellerman. So let's start off. Max Kellerman is a culture vulture. For those of y'all that never seen it, let's go ahead and share the screen and let's get started. He's a culture vulture. Let's go ahead and share the screen and let's look at a good old Max Kellerman. Let's take it back now. Let's take it back. This is Max Kellerman in the beginning, right? Check him out.
I pity him like a branch of Davidian. Got skills, got stamina, got hands of stone like the cats from Panama. Body, drop for body, shots for rock for box. No need for box, for body shots. But if you want to see who the best be, come and test me, come and test me, come and test me. I start them, fuck it, start from the top to the big board in the South Coast. My flavor's good, my flavor's good. Yeah, city, you're nothing but my neighborhood. New York, so nice, got named twice then. I'm harassing posts like Mike Tyson. And I'll break a novice worse than Purnell with a cook. I'll stop Chavez. This place feels like a museum. The museum is Africa playing. So my skin's European. Hit your hand with a hook in the head. Don't even stab it. And meet you with your color hands like Jim Abbott. It gets scarier. It's scarier. Got props on every block of the Chicago area. King of my concrete jungle. Rumble, young man, rumble. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Okay. I don't know what that was, so don't ask me. I don't know what that was, so don't ask me. But Max Kellerman is a culture vulture. That's how he started off. He's a so-called Jew that started off trying to make a career as a rapper. Same thing as that other clown that we call Glass Joe. I'm talking about none other than Glass Joe Malone. That's my name for him, Glass Joe Malone. Well, it's the same shit. Max Kellerman is a culture vulture. That's how we started off, okay? Now, today, as I mentioned, now, Max Kellerman is the co-host of the show called First Take, right? So let's go ahead and let's share the screen again. And let me just bring up a little image of it on Google Images so you guys can see. And what I'm doing is I'm just bringing up the family to speed before we get to why we're here. Let's go to Google Images and let's look up Max Kellerman, okay? And that's him right there. That's him, right? He's on a show with Stephen A. Smith called First Take. As I mentioned to you guys before, it is the most popular show on ESPN, okay? So now you're brought up to speed. He started off as a fake wannabe rapper, and then he wound up later on in his career as a boxing commentator, and now he's co-host of the most popular show on ESPN called First Take. Now, why is all that being brought up? Why am I doing a show about him today? The reason why I'm doing a show about him today, Israel, is because he was talking about us. I don't know how many of you guys saw it, but he was talking about us on his show, and he is salty as hell. And I'm going to show y'all. All right. So let's go back a little bit and let's bring everybody up to speed. Right now, let's go ahead. Give me 1 second. All right. Just want to make sure I'm sharing the audio and everything. Okay, we got it. Let's go. So everybody's been seeing over the last couple of days what's been happening, right? If you don't know what's been happening, then I'm going to bring you up to speed, right? Okay. Let me just go ahead and blow this up a little bit, right? This is an article from the New York Post. I did a video on this yesterday. The guy on the left, he's a football player. He's a wide receiver. His name is Deshaun Jackson, right? Now, Deshaun Jackson tweeted a picture on his Instagram. Was it yesterday or day before yesterday? I'm not sure. I believe it was day before yesterday, but it might have been yesterday. And the entire media in the sports world went crazy going in on him. So that on the right-hand side is the image of the picture that he tweeted. And let's go ahead and read it. I read it yesterday on the show, but let's go ahead and let's read it again, right? It said, Hitler said. Now, before I go any further, some of you guys were typing in the comments yesterday the source for this post. If you have the source for this post, where it originally comes from, go ahead and put it in the chat for the rest of the audience, okay? Put it in the chat for the rest of the audience. Let's go ahead and read this. It says, Hitler said, because the white Jews know the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. So once again, let me say this before we get to the video with Max Kellerman. Let me say this, right? I keep saying, you brothers and sisters, some of you understand and some of you don't. You don't understand the ramifications of people, whether they be sports figures, whether they be musicians, whether they be actors, radio personalities, whatever they are in this world. Some of you don't understand the ramifications of people that have millions upon millions of followers on social media to put out this truth. Now, whether they actually come into the truth and repent and keep the commandments, so forth and so on, is another story. But the Most High is using these people with these platforms to put this information out because amongst their followers is God's elect. And you're going to hear Max Kellerman gets it, because even some Israelites on my timeline, some of y'all don't get it, but he gets it. You're going to hear him say that. You cannot have people with this type of reach posting this type of information about us being Israelites. He gets it, and he's going to say it. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. So that's the post that he posted on his Twitter account. And of course, he took it down. So all day yesterday and all day today, this dude has been under fire on every damn talk radio show, on ESPN, on Fox Sports. Everybody's talking down on his brother. So of course, the brother's not, he's not backtracking. The dude is doing the 40-yard dash backwards because endorsements are at stake. His contract is at stake, so forth and so on. So he did a backtrack, which we're going to get to a little bit later. But I want to go ahead and I want to get to the video. Before I do that, though, once again, brothers and sisters, I need for y'all to make sure y'all hit that like button. Come on, let's go. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. Let's see how many we got. I only got 49. I need more likes, family. I need more likes. Let's go. Let's get it up to 60. Let's get it up to 60. I need more likes. Let's get it up to 60. We getting there. We getting there. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Hit them like buttons. That's it, family. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank y'all. Man, y'all, Israel always make a brother have to beg. All right. Let's go ahead and share the screen, family. Let's go. Let's get into it. Now, this is what I'm going to say, right? I am going to stop a couple of times to give my commentary because some of the stuff goes by fast, and I need to make sure everybody hears what's being said. I need to make sure everyone hears every morsel, every word of what's being said in this video, okay? And I want to give a shout out, Man, I keep forgetting. Let me just make sure that I'm sharing the audio, or else you guys are not going to hear a thing. So let me stop sharing one more time. Share my screen. Boom. Make sure I share the audio. Boom. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to stop to give commentary throughout. Some of you brothers have already seen the video. If you didn't, this is it. I want to give a shout out to We Woke TV, because this is who I got it from, right? So I want to give a shout out to whoever's channel that is over there. They actually downloaded this. So what I'm doing, family, to keep a long story short, because the video is about 20 minutes, I want to start at 9 minutes and 31 seconds, right? And you have Stephen A. Smith talking. Now, I'm going to say this. And I never thought I would say this, right? This dude was really trying to soften the blow of what was coming for Deshaun Jackson. And this dude is a known tap dancing. Y'all know the rest, right? Y'all already know. And he was even trying to soften the blow because he realizes the backlash that was coming against this dude. This dude was trying to soften the blow, but Max Kellerman was not trying to hear that thing. Let's go.
Joe Banner, who was there from like 1995 to 2012, if I remember correctly. He's the guy that drafted Deshaun Jackson in the second round back in 2008, if I remember correctly. He spoke out against Deshaun Jackson by saying, if this were a white person that had said...
Look at this dude's face, y'all. Look at Max Kellerman's face. He is livid. He is practically foaming at the mouth.
That about a black person, you best believe there would be meetings. We'd be discussing what to do with him and whether or not to keep him on the roster. Factually, that's correct. But from a heart perspective, you do have to take into account somebody's body of work, their history, and the fact that this is a clear, glaring mistake, but one he openly admitted almost immediately.
So now you see clearly this dude, and we all know he's a coon, right? But right here, he's trying to speak up for the brother a little bit because he knows what's going on. Let's go.
Whether or not to keep him on the roster. Factually, that's correct. But from a heart perspective, you do have to take into account somebody's body of work, their history, and the fact that this is a clear, glaring mistake, but one he openly admitted almost immediately. And I think we have to address he got some slack.
I agree, but he doesn't. But not until he has some explaining to do, and he hasn't really addressed it. And that's why I say I need to know more. I don't think Deshaun Jackson should lose his job. Yes, I mean, like if in that explanation it turns out this is really what he means, we could have another conversation.
Let's stop right there. Did y'all hear that? He said, "I don't think he should lose his job yet, unless that's what he really means. Then we're going to have another conversation." Now the media was trying to spin it that they're talking about the Hitler part. Max Kellerman is going to make it very clear to everybody it's not the Hitler part that he's mad at. He's mad at the fact that Deshaun Jackson said we're the Israelites. That's the part he wants an explanation for. That's the part that if Deshaun Jackson says this is exactly what I means, now we have to have a conversation about him losing his job. I hope y'all just watch. Just watch. Let me take it back a little bit. Let's go.
And got some slack.
I agree, but he doesn't. But not until he has some explaining to do, and he hasn't really addressed it. And that's why I say I need to know more. I don't think Deshaun Jackson should lose his job. Yes, I mean, like if in that explanation it turns out this is really what he means, we could have another conversation. But I don't think over this so far he should be maybe not even suspended or anything like that. Depends on his explanation.
Depends on his explanation. In other words, he better take that thing back. You better take it back that this blacks in America, the real Jews, you better take it back.
Here's the problem I have, because you've got a lot of explaining to do. You say, hey, anytime you mention the word Hitler, even just saying it now to you, that's bad. No, it's not generally that's bad, though it is. Because you can be mentioning it in another context and say, okay, he didn't say anything offensive. In this case, it's the worst kind of bad. He's quoting falsely Hitler as though he's wise and speaking the truth about Jews. Stephen A., it's as bad as it gets. And here's the problem. The white citizens of America, he quotes.
Here it comes. Pay attention. Now we're going to get to the rub. I'm going to take it back just a little bit. Pay attention. Let's go.
We'll be terrified to know all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. In other words, let me be very clear what this means. I'm from New York, as you are, Stephen A. I understand what he thinks he's saying. There is bad information out there, especially on the streets, by the way.
Up. So Stephen A., me and you are from New York. Now, remember the context of the conversation. They're talking about Deshaun Jackson posting saying that blacks in America are the real children of Israel. He said, Stephen A., you and I are from New York, and there's bad information out there, especially on the streets. Who's that? Who's on the streets saying that blacks in America are the real children of Israel? Who's that?
This time, they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. In other words, let me be very clear what this means. I'm from New York as you are, Stephen A. I understand what he thinks he's saying. There is bad information out there, especially on the streets, by the way, that claims that one of the conspiracy theories goes that white Jews are only claiming to be the children of Israel and intentionally keeping African Americans, black people in the dark, that they're in fact the real children.
Question, who's on the street doing that? Who is on the streets saying that the so-called white man that calls himself a Jew is not the real Jews and that blacks are the real Jews? Who's doing that? Let's go back.
Offensive. In this case, it's the worst kind of bad. He's quoting falsely Hitler as though he's wise and speaking the truth about Jews. Stephen A., it's as bad as it gets. And here's the problem. The white citizens of America, he quotes, will be terrified to know all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. In other words, let me be very clear what this means. I'm from New York as you are, Stephen A. I understand what he thinks he's saying. There is bad information out there, especially on the streets, by the way, that claims that one of the conspiracy theories goes that white Jews are only claiming to be the children of Israel and intentionally keeping African Americans, black people in the dark, that they're in fact the real children of Israel, and keeping the world in the dark about that, because that way they can somehow control the world, the white Jews. And that here's what's critical, because he thinks, remember, Deshaun saying I was trying to educate my people, right? He's trying to miseducate them.
He's trying to miseducate. See, he said he's trying to miseducate his people. In other words, by him telling his people that they're the real Jews, this devil says that he's miseducating his people. No, he's telling his people the truth. You're miseducating our people.
The white citizens of America, meaning the non-Jews, would be terrified to know all this time that they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the real children of Israel, meaning black people. In other words, the white Jews, like in the South, for example, the white people in the South, for example, who also hate Jews. So I'm talking about the ones who were lynching black people. The crimes they committed, they wouldn't have done it had it not been for the machinations of the white Jews who's convinced them that in fact they're Jews and not the black people. You understand? It's lunatic conspiracy anti-Semitism.
And that's the name of the video. He said we are lunatic conspiracy theorists, anti-Semites. So if you understand, if you say that we are the authentic biblical children of Israel, that is tantamount in this time going forward to anti-Semitism. You don't even have to say anything against them. You don't have to call them out their name, none of that. By you simply claiming your nationality and your heritage that is rightfully yours, they are now classifying that as anti-Semitism. And what you brothers and sisters need to know, and I went over it in a PowerPoint before, when Donald Trump signed that executive order, I forget which executive order it was, but it was one earlier in the year. Matter of fact, no, I'm sorry. It was one last year, right around the time that they were trying to pin that bombing, that husband and wife that went into that store in Jersey and shot it up. And they was trying to blame that on the Israelites. Donald Trump signed an executive order, and pretty much in the executive order, he was saying anything that the Anti-Defamation League deems as anti-Semitism, the American government will support them and say that's anti-Semitism. So he said, if you want to know what the definition of anti-Semitism is, you're supposed to go to the ADL website, and whatever they say anti-Semitism is, that's what it is. So now they're framing the conversation in a way in the future where they're going to be able to come against us simply for saying that we're the real children of Israel and they're not. This is what's happening right before your eyes. And Stephen A. Smith is trying to act like he's lost. He's not lost. He's from New York. You know what it is too. But he got to play it off, man, because his job is at stake too. Okay? Remember, ESPN is owned by Disney. And we know who controls and runs Disney. Let's go.
In like classic anti-Semitism. That's what he thought. That is the message. What I just said is the message he thought he was educating. So what I need to know from Deshaun Jackson before an apology is legitimate is, do you understand that's nonsense? What did you mean by that? Why did you repost that? Not generally that he quoted Hitler or thought he did, but specifically what he quoted.
Damn it. Did y'all hear that? Man, that was heavy. Let's go back. I'm going to tell you, just in case it went right by you, I'm going to tell you that was heavy. Did you hear what he said? He said not particularly the part about Hitler, but why did you post that? Remember what he posted? Remember what he posted? Let's come out of here for a second. Remember what he posted. He said that blacks in America are the real children of Israel. And he wants to know, why did you post that? Because that's the problem that they have with us, brothers and sisters. That's their real problem with us. Let's go.
The crimes they committed, they wouldn't have done it had it not been for the machinations of the white Jews who's convinced them that, in fact, they're Jews and not the black people. Do you understand? It's lunatic conspiracy anti-Semitism. In like classic anti-Semitism. That's what he thought. That is the message. What I just said is the message he thought he was educating. So what I need to know from Deshaun Jackson before an apology is legitimate is, do you understand that's nonsense? What did you mean by that? Why did you repost that? Not generally that he quoted Hitler or thought he did, but specifically what he quoted. Until he deals with the message itself, I can't accept the apology, though I'd like to. I'd like him to give me an explanation that makes sense so I can say, got it.
So the only explanation that he's going to accept that makes sense is to take it back. Because he already put it out there that we're the children of Israel. The only explanation is to take it back. There's no way around it. Listen, if you listen to what Max Kellerman says, he knows exactly where him and other celebrities are getting it from. They're getting it from watching the Israelites on social media. That's where they're getting it. And he knows that. That's why he's saying, I cannot accept this apology, because deep in his spirit, he knows that that brother knows. And if that brother knows, how many more know?
Well, I'm going to do something for you that I don't believe, honestly, that you do enough for me.
Stephen is going to put on his tap dance shoes right now. Enter tap dance shoes.
If I'm being totally honest with you. And that is this. I'm going to defer to what you're saying when it comes to the Jewish community in terms of how y'all choose to interpret what he's saying. Because I have no idea. Like, for example, everything that you just explained, you might be right. I don't know.
You's a liar. I'm sorry. You are a liar.
Because I didn't understand what Deshaun Jackson was saying.
You didn't understand that he was saying that blacks in America are the real Jews? You didn't understand that? You have a college degree and you couldn't understand that?
And based on how in-depth your explanation was, I find it hard to believe that he was thinking that in-depth. Because I think that if he were, he would choose to use some foreign other than Instagram.
Now, while Stephen A is talking, I want you to look at this dude. This dude over here, he is hot. He is hot. I'm sorry, I find humor in this. He is hot and bothered. Let's go.
And based on how in-depth your explanation was, I find it hard to believe that he was thinking that in-depth. Because I think that if he were, he would choose to use some foreign other than Instagram or any social media page to just say it like that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that your interpretation of it as a Jewish person.
No, he is not a Jewish person. Well, yeah, you know what? I take it back. He is a Jewish person because he sure as hell ain't an Israelite.
Have every right, based off of what the subject matter is and what he had to say, to sit up there and say, excuse me, as a Jewish person, this is what I take him to mean, which is why, to me, it's incredibly dangerous for him to do what he did. Because, again, you did not expound on meaning him, not you, Max, meaning him. He did not expound on it at all. He could have been sitting around talking with a bunch of his boys, all right, and they might have been expressing themselves. He might have vibed with what they were saying, and he might have decided to say.
Did y'all hear that? he might have been sitting around with some of his boys, and they might have been the ones saying the real Jews are black, and he vibed with it. Oh, that was good.
Him to me, which is why to me it's incredibly dangerous for him to do what he did. Because again, you did not expound on meaning him, not you, Max, meaning him. He did not expound on it at all. He could have been sitting around talking with a bunch of his boys. All right, and they might have been expressing themselves. He might have vibed with what they were saying, and he might have decided to say something like that. I don't know because I did not ask him that, okay? I do not know. And then I'm going by his apology, the second apology, over social media. Even when he sat up there on video, Max, and explained it, it still came across as very convoluted. That's why I can't go there. I can't go where you're going. But as a Jewish person, I would tell you, you have every right. If the man is talking about Jewish folks in America,
disagree about
Jewish folk in America, and you read it, you have a right to say that.
No, we disagree about this issue. It's not that I'm Jewish that I have a right to interpret what I'm seeing. I may be sensitive to classical kind of anti-Semitic tropes, but I am also sensitive, I hope, to those kind of to stereotypes about other people who have been marginalized or otherwise oppressed. What I'm saying is there was no, there's only
what you saw.
I understand, but what else could be meant by this?
What else could be meant by nothing? Because it's the truth. And he know it. That's why he's mad. That's why he's mad.
What else could be meant by because, quoting Hitler, because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel and to keep America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. He's saying it's a Jewish conspiracy to keep black people down in America, and that the white citizens, meaning the non-Jews of America, will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel, meaning the real Jews, meaning black people, that the white Jews want to keep the secret or the lynchings wouldn't happen, meaning the Jews are responsible for the lynchings, and the actual bad people, the white people who committed the lynchings, we wouldn't have done it had we not known it's the Jews' fault. What else?
Based on what you read, you're right. But then if you get on the phone with him, and he's saying, nah, I was just trying to uplift our people because we constantly get knocked down. And I was telling folks, listen, no matter how people have tried to knock us down and keep us down, we keep rising. These are difficult times right now, but we're going to keep rising. But that's not what you read. That's not what I deduced from what you read. But when I actually spoke to him, he said that, not what you just read. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying, excuse me, when you decipher in his words what you read and you break it down that way, absolutely you have a right to do that. But when you talk to him, he's contrite, he's apologetic.
Because he's under pressure.
It's like, nah, I didn't mean that. Here's what I was saying. What am I supposed to do?
I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. And that goes for incidents when, like, Incognito's story first broke. I thought, well, maybe there's an explanation here. Let's dig deeper and see what he's really about, right? Same thing here. Dig deeper, see what the show is really about. When people talk about what should the punishment be, I think the NFL should arrange some kind of community outreach that he's involved in, right? And so he can educate himself. But I would say...
So in other words, by him saying that his people are the Israelites, he's not educated. So somebody has to educate him, or really and truly, you want him to be programmed. That's what you're really saying. You want someone to program him, because right now, the programming that you guys ran on him isn't working.
Best, this serves as a kind of warning that when people, particularly in positions of influence, behave irresponsibly, when they try to educate people about things about which they themselves are ignorant and don't have a good grasp on, it's dangerous.
Now, if you didn't pick up on what he said people with positions of influence, when they use their platforms to educate people, which he calls miseducating people, he said that is dangerous. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the show when I was telling y'all, some of y'all, not everybody, like, oh, who cares if a person that's something in this world posts up, who gives a shit? Let me tell you something, the Most High is moving that. And you may not understand it, but he understands it. He understands the power in that, because there's going to be somebody amongst those millions or hundreds of thousands of followers that's going to hear, what, the real Jew? They never heard it before. We're the real children of Israel, and they're going to go and research and run into one of the camps. That's what's going to happen. He understands that. Some of you don't, but he understands that.
He can educate himself, but I would say at best, this serves as a kind of warning that when people, particularly in positions of influence, behave irresponsibly, when they try to educate people about things about which they themselves are ignorant and don't have a good grasp on, it's dangerous. That's the best thing that could be said, because he highlighted something that he thought Hitler said about Jews and put it out there. It wasn't primarily about black people, Stephen A. Now, if Deshaun's preaching that's just and he says, I have no hatred in my heart, I'm willing to believe that. I hope it's true. I like Deshaun when I've dealt with him. I think he's a fantastic player.
You like him as long as he doesn't know who he is. You liked him as long as he didn't know who he was.
When he's on the field, all I'm saying right here is what he has said so far, I need to hear more from him.
And there you have it, brothers and sisters. There you have it. There you have it. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? If y'all all right, put one in the chat, man. Let me know you're okay. I know that was long. I know that was long. Uncle Claude in the building. What up? What up? What up? Y'all all right? If y'all all right, man, put one in the chat. Let me know y'all okay. I know that was pretty long, but I needed for you guys to see that. I needed for you to see that. Okay, good. All right, all right. So now this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say, brothers and sisters. I want y'all to pay attention. I'm going to be quick with this, and then I'm going to maybe take a couple of comments from you guys in the chat, and I'm going to be out of here, right? This is what I want to say. I've said it before, and when I've spoken to, I speak to a few people. I don't always tell everybody who I talk to, but I speak to a few people. And when I speak to people, I always tell them, you have to be prepared. If you acknowledge what it is that we're saying, and you run out on a limb knowing that you have everything to lose and say something and then you lose it all, that's on you. You have to consider the cost before you go public saying certain things. Sometimes the Most High has people in positions that they're in because the Most High will be able to use them down the road in a capacity to help us in his truth. But if they rush out because they get a little bit of knowledge and say something, they can lose their livelihood and everything. And what I'm saying is scriptural. I'm going to show you. Watch this. Let's go ahead and share the screen again. What I'm saying is scriptural. Check this out, right? So real quick, this is the book of St. John chapter 3, right? We're just going to read a couple of verses. We're not going to be long with this. This is St. John chapter 3, verse 1. It says, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus. You guys have always heard this. You always heard about Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. So Nicodemus had a high position amongst our people. The same way Deshaun Jackson, the same way Kendrick Lamar, the same way Ice Cube and other people that have shared truths. I know everybody says they're in the truth. I've never said none of those guys are in the truth, but they have shared truthful things and they have positions of influence. Well, Nicodemus had a position of influence. Verse 2. The same came to Jesus by night. So Nicodemus was a Pharisee and a ruler, but he also acknowledged who Christ was. But he couldn't go to Christ in the daytime where everybody could see him. So he had to go to Christ at nighttime when nobody could see. Everybody understand? Everybody with me so far? Okay, we're going to jump over to St. John chapter 19, and we're going to read verses 38 to 42. Check this out, right? And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Christ, but what? But secretly, just like Nicodemus, secretly. Nicodemus went to Christ by night. Joseph of Arimathea had a position. He had riches, he had wealth, but he was a follower of Christ secretly. Why? Because the Most High had them in position to do something. Let's read. And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a disciple of Jesus, but secretly for fear of the Jews, besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Jesus. because he had a position. So he was in position to go to Pilate and petition for the body. And Pilate gave him leave. And he came, therefore, and took the body of Jesus. So he was in that position for a reason, but he had to do it secretly. Verse 39. And there also came who? Nicodemus, which at the first came to Jesus by night, because he was a secret follower of Christ too. And they were in position, to recover the body of Christ. Now, had they gone out in the daytime and let everybody know, they might not have been in position to do that. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Hope this is making sense to you, brothers and sisters. Everybody that has a position in this world doesn't necessarily have to be on the forefront. They don't. Some people are in positions because the Most High is going to use them later. Hope everybody understands that. Lastly, let's go here real quick. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 17. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. All right. The woman represents in this chapter, the woman represents Israel. We went over this in our Sabbath class on Saturday at the school. The woman represents Israel. So the dragon is going to be wroth or angry with the woman, which is Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. So the woman is Israel, but particularly in these last days, the ones of us that keep the commandments, the Israelites, they're going to come against us. Why? Because of reasons like this. The genie is out the bottle now. The cat is out the bag now. You don't know how far this truth has proliferated. All they know is what they see on YouTube. They see all the camps, and then everybody that's in every camp is not on camera. And then you have a lot of Israelites that don't be on social media. Then you have a lot of celebrities and sports figures and actors and personalities that acknowledge being Israelites and do so secretly, and they know it, and they're scared. And so after a while, they're going to come against this truth openly. So brothers and sisters, you must gear your spirit up, because that is coming. I'm going to read it again. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. Why? Because this truth is proliferating. They know their time is almost up, so they're mad, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. That's us. That's us. So all that you see happening and everything in the world is culminating and leading towards the great showdown, man. It's coming. It's coming. So brothers and sisters, you have to be prepared. All right. You have to be prepared. So I just wanted to kind of share that little bit of information, man. And so for the brothers that said that they watch First Take, what happens a lot of times with our people is they watch First Take. Like, so when it comes to causes like Black Lives Matter, when it comes to causes like George Floyd and Eric Garner and Mike Brown and stuff like that, Max Kellerman talks up for Black people. Everybody says, oh, Max gets it. He understands our plight. That's the way Black people think. But what they don't understand is, as long as you don't know who you are, then you're good with him. Then he'll be sympathetic and come online and say all the things that you want to hear and say how wonderful Black Lives Matters is and how he relates with the people that are protesting in the different cities, et cetera, and how Colin Kaepernick was done unjustly by the NFL and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. As long as you don't know who you are. The minute somebody comes forward and says Blacks in America are the real children of Israel, now he has a problem. Now he's calling that person an anti-Semite. And if they don't give him the explanation that he wants, they could possibly be fined. They could possibly be suspended. They could possibly lose their job. So don't get fooled by that. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell us that Satan comes like an angel of light, man. You know what I'm saying? They come with a smiling face and beguiles you. And you think everything is okay. And it's not. Okay, he showed his real colors, brothers and sisters. So I hope y'all saw that. And that's pretty much it, brothers and sisters, man. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, one more thing before I go, brothers and sisters, one more thing real quick, okay? I just need to play this real quick. Check it out.
I feel like I'm hurting myself. You and I both know you weren't discharged. That was a cover.
All they require is just a small sacrifice.
I'm free, Lord. I'm gonna die anyway.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? I see.
All praise to the Most High God and His Son. All praise to the Most High for this truth proliferating. Brothers and sisters, we in this. The word is going out. This should encourage you, not discourage you. It should encourage you to know that this word and this work that we're doing is proliferating. The Bible tells us in Isaiah chapter 55, I believe it's verse 8, the Most High said his word will not return to him void. So this word that we're putting out 24/7, 365 throughout the four corners of the earth is not returned to the Lord void. Israel is waking up. Israel is on the rise, and the nations are going down. All praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And with that, this is your brother Priest Dan. The water, everybody for watching. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. And with that, I say shalom.